It's review again, and this time we have a trail cam. Trail cameras are popular with people that like to go out and shoot animals, but they're also popular with people like me that just want to see what the heck's rummaging around in the backyard at night. Looked around on Amazon and thought, you know what? For about 80 bucks, let's get ourselves one of these. And it's great fun with the kids as well. We're really keen to set it up and see if we can capture the little whatever it is that's going through our compost at night when we're not awake. So from Toguard, it came in a fancy box. Here's the box it came with. So they list the top features right on the front of it. Wide angle lens, I think it's 120 degrees. We'll get into that in a second. Waterproof. So it says it is waterproof. I want to look at that too. And it supports a 32 gig micro SD card. Trigger time is 0.3 seconds. So let's work with it and see what that means. This is the H45 model digital wildlife camera with 14 megapixel CMOS sensor. I have no idea what any of that means. Actually I do, but we'll get into it later. 8 months standby time. That was one of the reasons I bought it. And the other reason was minus 20 to 60 degrees. We never see 60 degrees yet. I mean, global warming's coming. But minus 20, we definitely see that a lot. So that's good to have. 14.85 megapixels is what it shoots in, still image resolution. It also shoots in HD, which is the 1080p. So that's, you know, good for YouTube and stuff like that. Pretty good quality. 720 and 480, so a little bit smaller recording sizes there. It has a 2.4-inch TFT LCD display. That's this guy here. And in a second we're going to put some batteries in and fire up. You get to look at that. 20 meters of range for the IR LED, the infrared LED lights. That's these guys here. I'm interested to know if these are near infrared or infrared, if we can see them with the human eye, because maybe I want to catch somebody in my backyard and I don't want them to see the camera, because if they see the camera they'll just take it, right? So we'll look at that. 120 degree PIR sensor, so that's these guys down here. This is your motion sensor, so it's 120 degrees. The range in which it senses things, 0.3 seconds on the trigger speed. I assume that's the re-trigger speed, or maybe that's the trigger speed from the time the sensors pick up on motion. Up to 8 months standby time with full battery. So there is an option, we'll get into it here in a second. There's 8 battery compartments for the AA batteries. You have the ability to either put in 4 or 8. 4 on the bottom, 4 on the top, either or. Don't spread them out. Don't do 3 on the bottom, 1 on the top, because it won't work. And it says IP56 waterproof level. So I'll explain that in just a second. I don't see the waterproofing around the edge here. Oh, I do now, actually. It was hidden when I looked at first. So there's a rubber ring around here that goes onto this rubber seal. I might even dip this sucker in some water and see if that's true. Came quickly. Here's the box that came in. I don't do unboxings because I think it's stupid to watch somebody open a box, but anyway, it was sitting there nicely, well packaged. This is the instruction manual. This is impressive, I will say. We'll get to that in a second. The H45 hunting camera. So, page 1, introduction. You know, it comes in English, German, French, Spanish, Italian, and Japanese, which is pretty standard. If you're listening to this review, you're probably most interested in pages 1 through 8 of the English. So I'll flip through it quickly. It shows the parts, all the points of it, where to put in the memory card, etc., etc. We'll go through all this in just a second here. It tells you about the modes, how to shoot, shot lag. It tells you sensitivity settings and all that sort of stuff. Set up your date and time format, which is important. It's always nice to know when and where you took the photos. This does not have GPS on it, now that I've said that. Some of the trail cams I've used in the past do have a GPS on them, so the GPS information is we'll call it impregnated in the metadata of the photo. So when you right click on the photo from your PC, you can see in the information there the details of the photo. You can see where that shot was taken as well, which is handy if you want to go back there and see it again someday. So there it is. It does require your own SD card. You have to get that yourself. We just read that it takes up to a 32 gig SD card, minimum class 6. And that has to do with the speed of writability to the card. So I would go for a class 10, something in there. The higher the class, the faster the write speed, of course. This one here is a class 10, 32 gig class 10 from Remax. That can't be, maybe Memorex. Anyway, doesn't matter. They're all about the same. Get class 6 or higher for this particular camera. Okie dokie. Moving right along. The hardware that it came with. There's a USB style cord for, I'm assuming, doing updates, downloading photos, that sort of thing. There's a really chintzy cheap set of screws with screw inserts, so if you want to mount this on the drywall or something, I don't see a lot of quality there, but those are maybe useful. And therefore mounting your mounting plate here. So this mounting plate gets mounted to something, and then this funky little system here comes in and gets screwed onto here like this. I presume it goes this way. You take the nut off. I'll just do it quickly so we can get an idea. So this goes onto here like so, and then you've got a multi-directional thing that you can assemble and put this, screw this onto your trail camera, and then it'll sit in any position you leave it. And you can tighten that down so it doesn't move as easily. So we're going to take this out in the field later. The kids are really excited to do the field portion of this video, so we'll involve them with that. Should be lots of fun. Get rid of this, get rid of that. I'm a little disappointed with this system. I think it could have been better. I have other trail cams that were much more expensive. I won't say the name, but they came with significantly better hardware. Having said that, I haven't used this yet, so once we take it out in the field and give it a try, maybe I'll eat my words, as I sometimes do. In the bottom, there's a 1/4 inch by 20 thread screw insert, and that fits any standard tripod. Now that's handy, I would say. So you can take any tripod, like this one, rusty but trusty, and that has a 1/4 inch by 20 thread on it. That's your standard photo thread. I bet you knew that. So you can screw that in there, and voila, your trail cam, when the doors are shut, can go on a little tripod, and that's a pretty good thing. And just set it down. I mean, you don't need anything fancy really. It has this strap on the back, and you're going, why does it have a belt? It seems too big for its waist. This belt is to wrap around a tree, obviously, so you can just wrap it around a tree. It's multi-adjustable, so you just open that up and it'll adjust down smaller. I suppose you could carry it on your hip if you wanted to look really cool, but anyway. So that's for going around trees or objects that are big. It goes quite large, so you could have a really large tree. But again, we'll go out in the field and we'll show you that when we'll get the kids involved with this. So back to the camera itself. Let's open it up, have a look inside. I'll take my tripod off. It does have the option for plugging in externally, so if you're near a power source, it doesn't include this cord, however, but if you're near a power source, you can plug in a 6-volt 1.5 amp power source to that. You can go to your local Radio Shack, or I think actually they went out of business, but anyway, you can go to your local store and get a power cord for this, and that means it'll run off of that power input rather than your batteries. There's clear plastic on everything when you first get it. I've peeled it all off already. Make sure you take those all off. Be very careful, because these are plastic. These lenses are plastic and you will scratch them. This one I think is glass, it's okay. This one as well is plastic, so it's scratchable, quite easily scratchable. So I had a tough time getting those off without scratching them or putting marks on them. You can see this one's a little bit scuffed, so careful with that. On to the inside, here's your buttons for manipulating the LED screen. I've still got the plastic on there I wanted to show you. The memory card must be formatted in the menu setting before using. So when you have a new memory card especially, or any memory card for that matter, when you put it into the memory card slot in the bottom, you must go through the menu settings and format that card. That way it's formatted for this particular software that's in here. Tear off all your films off of here, blah blah blah. Of course they say that. To maximize your capture result when the battery power runs low, the camera will only take photos in black and white, and videos will only record black videos. Well, I'm I'm sure they're talking about black and white videos there, in photo and video modes. So basically they're saying it doesn't do color when the batteries get low. Peel that off. That will never be that clean again, so have a good look. That's really nice. From now on, that'll have fingerprints and scratches all over it. Let's get right to the meat of it. Let's put some batteries in this thing and see what she can do. So here's my first complaint. Well, maybe not my first one, but one of my complaints of this. This is tough to get to. Why do you got to do a thing like that? Why can't we just have a normal opener? Let me show you a slightly different brand. This is what they did. They just have the batteries sitting there. You just plop them right in. That seems to work. This one, this kind of bugs me, so I might just leave this off. Once I get it off, I might take that and throw it away. We'll see if the batteries stay in there without this piece. It does describe how to put them in. Please use 4 or 8 pieces of AA alkaline batteries to power the camera. Do not use 1.2 rechargeables. Do not reverse the batteries. I mean, some of you are going to want to do that anyway, but please don't. So the batteries go in either top bay or bottom bay, but don't spread them out. Don't put 2 up here and 2 down here, or 1 down here and 3 up there, or reverse versa. It needs to have all the batteries in one bay. I'm going to take a shot at the bottom bay. The flat part of the battery goes on the big springy part, and it just clicks in like that. Then you're going to repeat the process for the next 3 batteries. Now that the batteries are all in, well, not all the batteries are in, we're missing 4, but that's okay. We're going to go straight to the on button. No, we're not. I lied. Now that the batteries are all in, we're going to go on to this bottom selector switch. So we have off, setup, and on. So it's on off right now. That's the way it comes. When you move it to the setup screen, this will come on and we're able to manipulate the menus and do stuff in there. When you flip it all the way over to the left onto the on position, that's when it's going to go out in the field and take pictures or video. It's set up for motion sensing. So we're going to go 1 click to the on. Oh, look at that startup screen. It's got a picture of a nice deer. And it tells me right away that the memory card is missing. Well, it's correct. The memory card is not in there. So we're going to take the memory card, and I believe it goes with the gold part down. So we're going to try that first. And I was correct. It does go in that way. So we're in there now. The date is not March the 8th, 2018. It's not even August 3rd today. It's August 23rd. So we have to change the date. We're going to have to change the time. It shows that the SD card's in there. It shows that it's shooting at 720p right now. It also looks to be in black and white. Let's hit the menu and see what happens. So we can go through. We have mode, photo resolution, photo series. That's where you'd set up the numbers, the sequential numbers of your photo series. Video resolution, video length, how long you want each clip to be. Audio recording, yes or no, probably. Shot lag. Side motion sensors. That's these 2 guys out here. So they have motion sensors on the side. Oh, you can see the pretty lights blinking there. So that's pretty cool. Further down the list, we have sensitivity of motion sensors. So that's important. We're going to set that up, play with that a little bit and see how sensitive it is for small objects, big objects, etc. Target recording time. Time-lapse, so you're able to do a shot every so many seconds and it'll do a time-lapse. And choose your language. Date and time, we'll set that up. Photo stamp. Password protection. Beep sound. Format memory card. That's where we want to go to start. So we'll click OK. And this is going to say, notification, all data will be deleted. Are you sure? And I'll say, well, I don't know what's on there anyway, so yes. Just lost all the stuff that was on there, but that's what we want. So it's formatted. Serial, no. And reset settings, so that's reset all version. That'll tell you the version of the. So we're back to mode. So let's go into mode. So photo, video, and photo and video. So in photo and video, it will take a photo and then it will do immediately after a video. We'll leave it on photo for now. Go back to photo resolution. Your choices are 14, 8, 5, 3, and 1 megapixels, and it shows the dimensions of each there. I see no reason not to shoot in 14 megapixel. You have a 32 gig card in there. Now, if you're going to leave this thing out in the woods for 8 months, the maximum amount of time that it'll last on standby with 8 batteries, then perhaps then perhaps shoot it down to 8 megapixels. But for my use, I'm going to use 14. photo series will go into that, and it says 2 photos in series, 3 photos in series. It's always kind of neat to get at least 3 pictures, so if something comes into the screen you get 3 shots of it. I'm going to go to there, video resolution. The video resolution choices are 1920 by 1080, which is full HD, then we're down to 720, 480, 480, and then we have 720, 640, 480, 320 by 240. I'm going to go right up. I like big videos, so let's go to that. Again, that's going to chew up your memory card a lot faster than a lower resolution, but I'm not worried about that. Video length, so 5 seconds. This is adjustable in 1 second increments. I'm going to put that up to 10 seconds. Audio recording, go into that, on or off. And I do want it to record audio. I think it's kind of neat to have audio in the video. That'll add a little bit of size to your videos, but not much. Shot lag, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So let's keep that at 1 minute. Side motion sensors, let's turn those on for sure. They come on, so let's leave them on. We want the maximum amount of sensing capabilities we can get. Sensor, so this is the sensitivity level, and we're going to play with this when we get out to the field to see where it's at. I'm going to leave it at middle for now. Low sensitivity would be if you have some wind or other object. Maybe you have cats walking through that you don't want videos of, but if you want a picture of a dog. So we'll play with that a little bit when we get out there. That has to do also with the distance at which it trips the camera. So we'll leave that at middle for now. Let's go on down to the next one is target recording time. Let's leave that off. Next one will be time-lapse. We're not going to do a time-lapse. I'll go in there, you can see on or off. So time-lapse just means it takes a photo every so many seconds to give you a time-lapse effect. Language, of course, we've got English, German, Danish. So you know what? I don't know what all these languages are, but look at them all. Italian, Portuguese, Chinese, Japanese. So it has a number of languages. I'm going to stick with English for now. Date and time, let's set that up right now. So set date and time. So this is, I'm assuming this is the day, but maybe it's the, yep, that's the date. So we're going to go on up to 23 today. Happens to be correct on the, oh, we got to go over, set the time to 12:58, go back, 12, if I hold it down, does it, yeah it does, you hold it down and it goes up quickly. Good job on the software, you guys. 12:58. Okay, so that's set. Now, time format, 24 hour for sure. And date format, I like to see day, month, year. So there it is. And get back out of that. Get back out of that. Oh, see? Okay, now we got to go back. Okay. Oh, menu, I bet. There we go. Time and date set, photo stamp. So date, time and date, or just date? I think we want time and date, yes. Go down to password protection. If you go in there, I've got it off. You can actually enter a password in here so you can protect it from other people seeing your stuff when it's in the field. I'm going to leave that off, I'm not worried about that. Beep sound, on or off, I like it, we'll keep it on. That's why you know you're pushing buttons. And format memory card, we already did that. Serial number, no. Well, that would be the serial number on the photos, I presume. And reset settings, no thank you. Version, let's see what version we're dealing with. Toguard H45 2018 0713. So that's July 13th of 2018. That's brand new, just made last month, so we're good. This is the latest version, I assume. So mode, we're back to there. So let's go back to menu, and we're ready to go. So we're gonna go out into the field now and see if we can get this thing set up to take some night shots of whatever is creeping through my yard. Going through the bottom of this, you can see there's the AV input, so I think you can actually put a monitor on there. You can see your stuff. There's where you plug in the USB cord, the included USB cord, and this is your on-off. So we're going to turn it off for now. Monitor what you concern, and there it is. Let's head out to the field now and see what we can do for setting it up and catching the little critter in our backyard here, or in the ravine.
So we've just set up the trail cam deep, not too deep, but in the woods, and we got some meat down here.
There's our meat on that stick.
And this time we're further into the woods, so we're gonna hopefully catch something this time.
So let's open it up and let's change it to, we want photo and video. So open it right up so I can see too. Okay, so turn it on. So first you go here to setup, and that turns it on. Okay, then we're gonna go to menu. And the first thing that's up is mode, so we click OK. And then we're gonna go down and select photo and video. So it'll take a photo and then also do video. That's what we're looking for. So then we click OK. So that's the mode. And then that's pretty much it. We can check everything else. Photo resolution. It's the highest, that's good. Video resolution, let's make sure that's on the highest. Yep, we've got a 32 gig card in here, so we're good to go. Let's turn that to there. Alright, so when we're ready, we're going to switch this to on, close it, and we're going to get out of here. Let's put our meat right here, right in front of the camera, and we'll stick it
into the ground.
Yeah, just like this, so it sticks up a bit. It smells actually really good. And the other thing I wanted to do is maybe put some leaves on the camera. So go ahead and close that up, Colton. Or you got to turn it to on, and it's going to start, switch it to on.
Oh, it's a switch.
Like that.
Oops.
And
14, 13.
What?
It's counting down.
Oh, it's counting down?
Yeah,
No, it's
10,
not.
8, 7.
Oh, I didn't see that. It does. It counts down. Wow. So you have, what did it start at?
15.
Okay, so you have 15 seconds. You see the red light was blinking? It's probably now recording us, but that's okay. Let's put a few leaves in it just to kind of disguise it a little bit more. This isn't for the animals, this is for our humans that are around. I don't want anybody to see this trail cam because they will definitely grab it. So let's just kind of like that. I mean, it doesn't do much, but it does something. The biggest thing they'll see is this strap on the back of this. On the back there. So let's put a couple of leaves on there like that. Okay, that's good. Alright boys, let's get out of here. The meat's set, the trail cam's set.
Okay.
Today is September the 2nd. And it's just about mid-morning, 10:30. So we're going to take off and let's come back tomorrow morning and see if we catch anything today or tonight. But there it is, it's set up, ready to go.
So we're down here by the camera, and we realize the meat's gone. We haven't walked into its area of view, and we just saw a little weasel scurry by, so I'm pretty sure he's the one who took it.
Alright, let's have a look at the camera and see if we got any good pictures. So what we do is we had some leaves on it to camouflage it a bit. So right now it'll be recording us. We can't see that, but it's recording us. So we'll open it up and we'll switch it to setup. And that turns it on. And we'll show you quickly here. We'll go to replay. And the last one is going to be us, probably. So let's go down. Okay, there's... These will be a lot easier to see when we get them back. We can't really see anything either.
Watch the videos.
Anyway, let's get these home and get them on the computer. Ah, there's something.
What is it?
It's a cat.
What? It's a cat.
How do we play it? No. We're gonna have to learn how to use this thing.
No, it's okay to
I did push OK.
well, you
Okay,
replay.
so let's take it home and look at our videos and see what we got.